Hold on, let me just do a quick survey.
The Yankees win.
Oh, damn.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 10. That's right. We have hit double digits, 10 in month 10 of the Sarutobi Sports Pod. My name is John. I still don't have a nickname. So, I mean, I guess if you guys have any, I guess run on my way. I don't know. I feel kind of left out, but you know, it is what it is. These things got to happen organically. You can't all
They do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'll come. Don't worry. It'll come.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
By next week's episode, I feel like we're gonna have a nickname for you. We can't continue to have you left out between
I'm like the Ernie Johnson. Like that's how I feel. This isn't a bad thing. Ernie's
That's not bad though, because he keeps the group together though. He definitely, that show would run amok without Ernie.
That show would be a mess. That show would be our dorm room without Ernie.
Right.
But yeah, we got World Wide West.
Yeah, I think we'll stick with that this week. I like that. Yeah.
All right.
World Wide West.
All right. That's cool. That's cool. And Mr. Justin Transition. Let's see. Do we got something new this week?
Yeah, it's gonna go over a lot of people's heads. It's probably gonna go over you guys' heads too.
Okay.
But here it is. My name for the week is Matt Penzith. And I assume you guys haven't. Exactly.
Wow.
For all you people out there, the name derives from Matt Kenseth, who is a NASCAR driver. And
God, you're back on this shit again.
Man.
How about y'all have some eclectic taste for things other than the sports with the balls? No pause. All right. All right. You know.
Wow.
It was either this or Pendle Gill. So which one would you want?
I think Pendle Gill. I think that tickles my fancy a little bit better. Just a tad bit.
Who's more racist?
It doesn't matter what you think.
Yo, who's more racist, NASCAR fans or Penn State families?
Oh God.
I mean, they're one and the same.
Facts.
I've been told people I will never ever go up to the mountains to go to school. Who would want to do it? What black? I don't even understand how my aunt did that. And that was back in like the 70s and the 80s. I don't know how
Saquon did it, but he was fucking.
Because he was on Scully, that's why.
Yeah, he liked them white women too.
Facts.
Double facts.
Oh no, that's a big fact though.
Yeah.
I mean,
anyhow,
black D1 athlete, white woman, they go hand in hand.
Basically, sounds about right to me. But
y'all saw that tweet though? That
with the
spider.
Yeah, I saw that.
The letter.
I was mad confused. I'm like, yo, does nobody did they not think that this was racist when they saw that?
I mean,
No,
clearly not.
they
If
don't.
they signed it, like they signed their actual name in pen before they sent it.
Lord Jesus, the America that we live in. But anyhow, we're not here to talk about these things. Let's get right into it, gentlemen. So as y'all heard in the introduction, the Yankees won. Swept the Twins, man.
28 rings, bro.
Yeah, I think we going for number 28, like I said, but some real interesting things that happened in the series. The bullpen was outstanding. They pitched like damn near 15 innings, and I think they had about like a 1.76 ERA in that time frame. So that's like really good.
I think when Canely came in, it was like a 2 something.
Yeah, and Canely came in like the sixth inning, something like that. And they pitched another 3, and then they let
the trash that Canely and Ottavino came in, and I love me some Tommy Canely. Ottavino's been suspect to me. I would have let Severino pitch that inning.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I would have. I don't know, but Canely was getting hit so hard, like off rip, man. Like you could see he got lucky.
He threw
a couple times.
like 2 good strikes.
Yeah,
and then they were just smacking it the other way.
But shout out Severino, man. Him getting out of that second inning was monstrous. All right,
the bases loaded, 0 outs. Oh my gosh,
for real. When he's on the mound and he gets hype, yo, I love it. I love it. And he was,
like let him get into that little flow. Like that's why I'm like, bro, if we're not getting much out of it, and the fact that he was giving people a base, but he was still getting outs, I'm like, you keep him in for another batter or two. But
yeah, but it's the playoffs, man. It's like one at bat could literally change everything.
Oh, absolutely.
And especially with a team like the Twins, is like they're just so offensively dangerous.
You're right, but we sunned the Twins.
Yeah, like we sunned them bad.
We're LeBron and they're the Raptors.
Yeah. Off the simple strength that in a team that averages about 6-7 runs a game was held to 4 runs, 2 runs, and then 1 run is wow. Like, yeah. What more can I honestly say about the bullpen? What more can I say about Gleyber Torres, Encarnacion, DJ LeMahieu? Like, the way that this team has been, next man up. You know,
yeah, because even Encarnacion and LeMahieu didn't have hits tonight.
Yeah,
we still got it done. Also, absolutely. Yo, Didi put the twist in, so it's over.
Oh yeah, he put the twist in. He was
tired of the Didi slander. I'm tired of it. I heard it all year from Yankees Twitter. They were like, "Oh, Didi ain't this. Didi ain't that. Didi can't produce in the playoffs. Oh, people and Yankees fans were literally going on. Oh, he only had that 3-run homer against the Twins last year. Other than that, and I'm like, okay, but if we didn't get that 3-run homer, the Yankees probably lose to the Twins. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what you really want. It's not like
2017.
2017, yeah. With the 3-run homer when Sevy gave up the 3 runs in the first year. Yeah, I'm like, yo, he's a consistent guy. He comes through when you need him. I mean, he had himself a series. He has owned the Twins specifically this year. Yeah. But this series, I would say between him and Gleyber, 2 most important players. And you want to know what's crazy?
Is having the time of his life. But yeah, continue.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, you saw. All right, the Yankees hit, I believe, 5 home runs in the series, or there's probably more. But you notice who didn't hit home runs? The guys that you expect to hit home runs: Giancarlo, Aaron Judge, Edwin, and
Gary.
Who else? And Gary. Right? You got home runs from Maben. You got home runs from Gleyber, Gardner. You got homers from LeMahieu, Didi.
We even got one from Maben.
Exactly. That snuck it. Wasn't that mad random? Like, he just randomly hit it, and they were doing an interview.
I think that one's going.
Right, they're like mid talking. They're like, all right, Cameron's not about to get a hit, and then it's just like, oh wow, he got a home run basically, and it was like a sneaky one too.
Because the ball kept traveling. Like, I thought it was just going to be a routine fly ball out, but I just saw the left fielder keep going and going towards the wall. I'm like, wait. Oh, 2 rows back.
Yeah, I wasn't mad at that whatsoever. But yeah, even though Encarnacion didn't have any home runs, he still had a big game 1 and game 2 in this series and
cooked.
And the crazy thing is, a lot of Yankees fans were so confused when Brian Cashman made the trade to acquire him and where he would fit in on this team. And look at what's happening right now. Like, you know, it's unfortunate that Luke Voit went into the slump that he did at the end of the series. Mm-hmm. I mean, at the end of the season, that, you know, is the reason why he's not playing right now. But nobody thought that Encarnacion would be playing in the position that he is right now, probably except Brian Cashman. So that's word to him. Yeah. And shout out to these Yankees continuing to just pilot on these teams. Yeah. And what's even crazier is that now there's a game 4 with Houston and Tampa Bay, and Verlander is pitching tomorrow. So that forces him. Rest. Yeah, exactly. That forces him into a start. And he probably won't start game 1 for the Astros. And and this is a long shot, but if the Rays somehow pull that one out, then that means that Garrett Cole would start game 5. So that would mean that Zach Greinke probably would be their game 1 starter.
Mm-hmm. Food.
Yeah, definitely would be interesting. But there's a lot of other interesting matchups that's going on around the MLB as well, because you got Washington and Dodgers that's going to go into game 5, and that's really huge because everybody thought that the Dodgers would have a cakewalk. Yeah, they thought that was a lot. Sweep. Yeah, honestly, I thought it would be a sweep too, but like it's turning out that these National League teams is really putting up a fight because you got Atlanta and St. Louis that's also tied up right now.
That's a great series. I think every game's been decided by what? I think every game but 1 has been decided by 1 run.
Yeah, the game that was 3-1. That was the only one that wasn't. And then you had two games that went to extra innings. The one that was the walk-off tonight, and then the other one on game 2, I think it was, that was in Atlanta.
So right now, it's literally game 2 was 3-0 Braves, and then game 3 was 3-1 Braves, and then everything
3-1.
else has been 1-1. So you had game 1 and game 4.
Game 1 and game 4. Right. But
it's been entertaining playoffs, man. Very entertaining.
It definitely.
I just hate the start. I just hate the start times because they'll be starting games at like 2:05, and I'm like, yo, I'm still at work.
Dodgers game started at 1. Like what?
Yeah, like it's a playoff game. Like I get that you want to maximize the amount of viewership and like stuff like that. You don't want to have games interlapping at night, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, and then they got the Yankees at prime time at every one of these games.
Damn right.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Honestly, I will say this. I've always kind of felt this way. I'm not a fan of having too much rest in the playoffs because it's one thing, having another team that's tired, things like that, and you want to have your team healthy. I'm all about having some rest, but I hate when it's like you end up sitting too long and then you get yourself down early because the team you're playing now, especially if it's an underdog, you know what I mean? They're coming in hot. They just won a series that people don't think they were going to win, and they have to fight for it. They have momentum coming in. Like I said, it's one thing if they're like, wow, they played a full series of really long games. You know what I mean? Like it was really like a grinded out, so you expect them to be exhausted. But a lot of times, like teams end up stealing that first game because of that momentum coming in. And I do not like getting down, like starting out down the series. I hate playing for them.
That makes sense. But even so, what's today? Today will be Monday. Game 1 of the ALCS is until Saturday. I mean, it's good because that means all of the starters will be super well rested. Like Paxton will have more than enough rest. The bullpen will have more than enough rest. Because about to say Zach Britton got whatever ankle issue that he potentially dealing with, and he's had injuries in the past, with his Achilles and stuff. So hopefully, that gives him time to re-up. Chapman went a lot longer than he usually goes, and shout out to him for getting the job done. But so it should be interesting.
Time to get healthier.
Yeah, he got time to get healthier. Gary has time to get healthier. So, and if we're gonna beat Houston, then we're gonna need them to step up the most. Like we like Gary had a very quiet series. I mean, he had a hit tonight, and Giancarlo, he's also had a fairly quiet series.
He got on base a lot though, which is good.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he had a lot of walks, and especially in game 1. So I'm hoping that from a hitting perspective, we're gonna need them to step up and get big hits. But even if they don't, like I said, next man up, somebody else might get it done.
That's what it is. It's like when you have everyone else doing it, you just wait on the people who are supposed to do it. Because then once that comes through, like you hope it comes through, and if it does, then your team's firing all cylinders, and no one can beat the Yankees if they're firing all cylinders. Their pitching could be shit, and if their offense is firing on all cylinders, no one's beating it.
Hey, have you guys noticed I think it was only 2 games, but I think it might have been game 1 and this game, that Giancarlo starts out in left and they pull him in like the 5th or the 6th inning.
No,
like
it's more 6th or 7th.
Yeah,
so like 6 or 7, like late in the game.
And they talked about it because Boone was like, you put him in for that defense, and I feel like it's more so just because he's not healthy. I feel like some of the plays that he missed on, if he was healthy, he's getting there.
Yeah, but even so, it's like to have as good of a defensive outfield as Cameron Maybin is, and have
still be a solid bat.
Yeah, it's crazy, like how the outfield we're used to looking at, because usually it would be Hicks in center, Judge in right, maybe Brett in left, if not Stanton if he's not DHing. But it's just like the fact that we have the versatility to use Cameron Maybin is very big for this team. And like I said, he hit a home run. I'm happy that he definitely deserves all of
Maybe
exactly, black excellence. Word too.
You already know the vibe.
Yeah, that's word to Justin. That's Justin's favorite player this year. That's his favorite Yankee, number 38.
That's a fact.
It should be interesting.
Yeah, I'm watching this shit and like watching how Encarnacion's like career trajectory and just how well he's played for so long and how much he's beat up on the Yankees. To me, getting him, even though it seemed like kind of like a fuck you trade, Like to me, it seemed like the Yankees going, you know what? Let's just hit more home runs because we can.
Yeah.
And him showing up how he did towards the end of the season and now, to me, it's like when you're getting that player where it's like, yo, like I'm on a good team. We really got a shot. This is my chance. I'm about to blow
Absolutely.
up. And I love it. Man. He's giving me major Matsui vibes at 09.
Yeah.
And Hideki Matsui was one of my favorite Yankees, bro. I love me some Matsui. So it's like, to me, I'm just like, bro, this is fucking Dominican Matsui over here. I don't even know if he's Dominican, but I'm going to call him Dominican. Probably is.
I'm pretty sure Encarnacion is Dominican.
Yeah, me too.
It's speaking of more home runs, it's very interesting because, you know, the Yankees and the Twins produced the most runs in the regular season. And just the simple fact that Minnesota was as good of an offensive team as they were, it has to give you guys some type of, not even some type of, it has to give you guys some type of like confidence that going into this Houston series that we're, you know, if we can pitch to them and hold them to 7 runs in a whole series, that, you know, we can do good against this Houston lineup. Mind you, you know, they got a lot of great talent between Bregman, Brantley, and Springer, and now Carlos Correa is back.
Yeah, but they're strong across the board.
But you have to feel like even as a casual baseball fan that we could at least go toe to toe with them.
That's a good question, and like this is something that it reminds me of what I wanted to bring up as well. Like, what do you think was more of an effect in this series? Do you think it was our execution from a pitching standpoint, or Minnesota's lack of execution from an offensive standpoint? Because I think we did have stretches where we were like, you know, like Paxton had like 7 strikeouts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we were pitching well to an extent, but also like Minnesota was fumbling the bag offensively. You know what I mean? And it's like, you're coming talking about we're going to slay the dragon.
Yeah.
And you're shitting the bed. And again, like, I agree. I do think the Yankees pitched way better, and Tanaka in the playoffs is a fucking beast. They pitch way better than they have pretty much all season, but at the same time, there is a part of Minnesota just not really doing too well.
You know,
I think Justin, I'll let you tackle this first.
You know what's funny? I find similarities in the whole thing. The fear that people had for the Yankees is what happened to the Twins. Home run hitting team, high offensive capabilities. And then when playoff baseball came, everybody knows that playoff baseball comes down to pitching more than hitting. And they just didn't hit. I mean, that's just basically what it came down to. I mean, they did have their fair share of home runs, but the majority of their home runs were solo homers. They rarely had people on base. And when they did, the Yankees pitching either got a double play or they had, some key strikeouts, things like that. I mean, just in this game 3 alone, there were some really great defensive plays by Judge, and then the one
was that Glaber?
The one sliding one with Glaber, and then the pick by LeMahieu, and then of course Didi with the diving stop. So I mean, they had their fair share of chances. They didn't capitalize on it, and then other than that, their bats were just cold. So I think it had more to do with the Twins' lack of offense. More, not to say that the Yankees pitching wasn't great, because there were some shaky moments here and there, but I think for the type of offense that the Twins had over the course of 162 games this year, they fell silent when it mattered the most.
See, so I'll argue that the Yankees offense was really the determinant factor in this series. While the pitching on paper looked good, you can argue that a lot of these hard hit balls were saved by the defense. For example, Aaron Judge's not his home run, but the ball that was hit to Aaron Judge tonight in right field. Anybody else, and I think not Ken Rosenthal. I think Ken Rosenthal has said that
it was John Smoltz.
Yeah. John Smoltz. It was John Smoltz that said that. Not even Mookie Betts, who's probably one of the best defensive right fielders in the MLB right now, was making that play.
It's because Aaron Judge is 6'7".
Well, right, exactly. It's because he's 6'7", but like you also got to think. Like, they said that ball that Sano hit came off the bat 108 miles an hour. Like that's an Aaron Judge play. I'm about to say, like, a lot of these plays that were made were like, these are not easy plays that Didi made this game. Even the 2 catches that Judge had in game 1 The double plays that happened that got us out of major innings,
and just a threat of his arm because
yeah,
a lot of those balls people aren't running on him.
yeah.
So it's like as soon as he gets that, they're like, yeah, no, we're not even gonna try and get in the scoring position. We're gonna stay right here,
right?
And not risk getting picked off.
So back to my point though. While the pitching on paper was good, they had a lot of balls that was hit hard. Now back to the Yankees offense, I think between the 8 walks that they had in the first 2 games of the series at 16 walks, that created a lot of base runners, and they were very, very disciplined at the plate. That's probably the most underrated thing that'll go over with this series is the discipline that they showed in the first 2 games and even in the third game tonight. And situational hitting, LeMahieu getting a double with bases loaded. The same thing with Gleyber Torres hitting with runners in scoring position. That's, those are major things. At the end of the day, though, the offense really was what separated. Now, were they playing against the best pitching? No, of course not. It's going to be a lot harder when you playing against Verlander, Cole, and Greinke. But I think that their play discipline shows a lot of promise, and if their defense can play to the level that they have, I'm gonna rock with my Yankees in 6 games. So,
I feel that, and JT, you brought up a good point where it's like that fear of home run hitting teams, and this series you did a good job of showing that we're not just a home run hitting team, and same thing tying on what you said, Miles. It's like that plate discipline and us being able to capitalize so much of those runners in scoring position outside of just hitting a long ball. So we showed it. I feel like we did show it all off, and yeah, I agree. On paper, the pitching definitely looked really good, but it wasn't the best. But at the same time, I feel like everyone's still going to find their groove. I'm not too worried. We definitely have to be sharper playing a team like the Astros. They're not going to make as much mistakes, and they have more experience. But I feel the same way. I feel confident. I don't know if I can call 6. I think it's going 6 or 7 though. It's at least going 6. But I'm excited. I'm excited. 28 rings, bro.
Most definitely. Should be very exciting to see what happens going forward, and not even just in the Yankee series, but in all the series.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
any last baseball thoughts before we wrap up?
That's about all I got.
I'm good. JT.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's go Yanks. Gonna be rocking in the Bronx.